Okay, the stream has started. So we're gonna look at these today. This is the last race. It is the finale. It is the finale. France, UK, and Portugal leads at 183. Then the UK at 125. Then France at 66. As we look, here's some scenarios. The UK wins if they get a 1-2-3, France 4-5-6, Portugal 7-8-9, or they get a 1-2-3-4, and Portugal gets a 5-6-7-9, or a UK 1-2-3-4 plus Poland fastest lap, and then Portugal gets 5-6-7-8-9. France wins if 1-2-3-4 plus fastest lap and pole. UK 5-6-7-8-9, Portugal 10-11, or France 1-2-3-4-5 plus fastest lap, and Portugal 9-10-11 and 12. And then there's those are just one of many of the examples. And then France, and then interesting scenario that could create a tie is that if France gets a 1-2-3-5 and 7 and 18, Portugal gets a 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17, and UK gets a 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 plus pole position. And then for the 6th, 8th, 9th, or 10th manager, and then that will give a perfect tie, a three-way tie between the three teams. Now, what league are they in? Let me check. They're in. League. God damn it! It's in League N, World Cup N, and it's an overfeeling race. Is that the United States of America, the greatest country, right? Right, guys, right? Now we do see some qualifying. See some different starting tires for different teams. We have Jeremy Lasteray for France on pole, then Phil Macy for the UK in P2, Luke for the UK in P3, then Joe Smith for UK in P4, Stanley for the UK in P5, Pierre Linette for France in P6, Aure Suzbat for France in P7, Cameron for the UK in P8, Mahir for the UK in P9, Jules Box for France in P10 on the soft compounded tires. Soft started in 8th. In 11th, there is Carlos Oliveira for lead Portuguese runner. Portuguese is heaven. The Portuguese are not in a very advantageous position right now. Marcelo Prado, P12. Marcelo Diarduni, P12. Marcelo Prado, P13. Then on the medium compounded tires, Sergio Moreos, P14. Luis Federico Lopez, P15. Zappas, P16. And then 17 and 18, we have Jerome and then Julian Azo, France. Two Frenchmen. Interesting splits is that the splits are that France has three on the super softs, one on the softs, and two on the mediums. The UK has four on the supers and then two on the softs. Probably the best looking of the different distributions of sets of tires. So they have a good chance of winning this, of winning it all. And then the Portuguese currently have the lead. They have three on the softs and then three on the mediums. France will get the pole position points, which will help them. But right now they do not have a very good chance of winning it all. They still have a chance, but not a good chance of winning it all. They'll need a really good result here at the USA to win it all. No, Portugal. I think Portugal will need to gain a few places if they want to keep win it all, stay ahead of the UK. Only to like the guys starting on sauce are gonna have to work their way up the order. It's gonna be interesting the strategies whether there's the three stop and the two stop versus the two stop here is because it is another fueling race. Also, the undercut will have some prevalence here. I'm gonna look at some onboard views real quick. First, we'll go with Jeremy Lastray, the guy on pole position. Then we'll check out the lead UK runner, Philip Macy, the lead soft runner, Cameron Pollock, the lead Portuguese player of Carlos Oliveira, and the lead medium runner, Sergio Moraes. Here's some interesting liveries to look at. The Portuguese have like a white, green, and a red. The UK is like a red, a blue, a red, and a white. And then the French have a lot of blue and a little white. Now here we look at TV view for the start of this race. And go back towards the back so you can get like the best view. Then take that out. Still have a minute and 42 seconds until lights out. My prediction on who's going to win. Should I predict who's going to win the World Cup and curse the team? You know what? Fuck it. UK is going to win this race, and they're going to get enough points to win the World Cup. That's my prediction. No, the team I cursed this before, the team I predicted originally to win the World Cup was Italy. Italy was eliminated by the UK in the second in the top nine round. They got second place in that group behind the UK and ahead of I forgot who it was. I think it was Indonesia. Here we go. Some stats to look at. Portugal are favorites, a 58-point lead over UK. UK and France can win the World Cup if UK 1, 2, 3, France 4, 5. Oh, this is what I read. This is what I read before. Got 30 seconds until one of the most important races of all 18 of these players' IGP careers. The World Cup is still on the line. It wasn't like last year where Italy won it by the second race. And then 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Most improved team from last year is currently leading Portugal. But right now, we do have Jeremy Lastray from Team France leading this race off the get go. Philip Macy is right behind. Already, right now, Marcelo Prado gets a huge start up in the P7. Big for Team Portugal. Just need to see if he can hang on. Here's Subani and Cameron Pollock, 9 and 10. Alvarez is bot needing to get will need to try to get past Marcelo Prado here. But instead he almost gets passed by Mahir Subani. Go Jeremy's beginning to start to pull away from Phil Macy here. Jeremy looking to get the lead of to hold on to the lead of this race. and get a little bit of a gap going. Gap is 0.95 between Jeremy and Phil Macy heading into lap 2 of the race. On the soft and medium tires, Jewel Box gets a terrible start down into P15 for Team France. Team France might have a little bit of extra fuel, might have a little bit less fuel economy than the other two teams based on the starts. Either that or they're getting terrible luck. Good, interesting move. Julian Azzo passes Sergio Moraes up into P13. Good move for France. Phil Macy gap is still under a second here between Jeremy Lasteret and Phil Macy. And now just over a second. Jeremy leads by 1.04 over Phil. Marcelo now a little bit back from the French from the top six. Top six are starting to pull away a little bit. Jeremy himself pulling away a little bit more from Phil Macy, who's in P2. There's gaps of almost a second between him and Luke and Chris. Julian Azzo in P13 is moving up well. We saw that his pass over Sergio Moraes, currently leading the medium compound to tire runners, and we do see some boost used by Phil Macy to get back into DRS, and now he's up into the lead. Luke Christopher's now into P2 as well. Boost has been used and has been used to a good effect by the United Kingdom. UK now is the top two. That's not full control of the train, but that is a little bit of control. No, and having control is very necessary to keep a good race. Meanwhile, we do see Aurores's butt. He's trying to get back into the top six after Marcelo let him go last lap. We do see Cameron Pluck now trying to keep up with Marcelo, as we see, and Carlos Oliveira as well. Carlos is using some boost. Aurore. Luke get it? Luke does get the DRS. DC Aurore and Marcelo get DRS. Cameron misses as Carlos gets the DRS off of him. Carlos moves up into P9, and Portugal now has the top two of the soft compounded tire runners. Do see just very good news for Team Portugal. They also now have the medium leader in Sergio Moraes. He's moved up. He's been moving up the field a little bit. Heading into the DRS here, it seems like clean air is being a little bit too effective for the UK's liking. So right now, it seems like the guy in first is just pulling away from the guy in second. Pierre Linette is France is one of the top French runners. He's in sixth place right now. I think he's the team captain as well. Now he's trying to pressure the UK while also keeping his teammate Aore's butt in the train. Aore struggling a little bit with pace. Now, as the soft runners still try to keep up, Marcelo Prado is in eighth place. He's 1.12 behind Aure. It's going to be interesting as who decides to use the undercut to their advantage. Seems like the UK's got their little flow working pretty well. Got probably have the guy in the lead maybe holding back a little bit to make sure the guy in P2 can hold on to the train, but not enough to where Jeremy Lasteret can get into this a little bit. That's what they're trying to do. Marcelo and Carlos have both used a decent amount of boost, trying to keep up. You'll see that Julian Azzo is once again back in the lead of the medium compounded tire runners. Pierre Linette in sixth. Why do I keep clicking on him? Then we do see Phil Macy. Once again, oh, it's an over a second gap. Phil's going to have to use a little bit of boost here if he wants to get the DRS. And I think, did he get it without boost? He might have got it without boost. Just with hard pushing instead. But Phil does get the DRS there. It's, it's up in the P1, taking the lead of this Grand Prix. Silla Prado is holding on well. Alright, is struggling a bit. The, the tires might be starting to die a little bit on the super soft runners. It's going to be interesting is how long do these guys decide to go before the inevitable pit stop. As we do see Luke move into the P1. Also have seen off the screen, as I did not show it, that Giulianazzo and Jewel Box have reconnected to the soft train, as has the rest of the medium runners. Besides Luis Federico Lopez, him breaking off, him losing the train is going to be a very bad news for Team Portugal. We need him. They'll need him to get back ASAP. But here he goes at this moment. Nobody has headed into the pits yet. But we will see Luis Federico Lopez try to reconnect with the train. See gaps. Staying relatively stable otherwise. Well, as we do something we saw. Oh, Luis misses the train, and something else that we saw is that Luke lost 2 places that round. Jeremy Lastary for Team France is moved up into P2, and now we see Phil Macy unleashing his full pace, but he heads into the pits. Something interesting is that 3 of the UK runners head into the pits, but Joe Smith did not. He stays out, as the Frenchmen stay out. They're all trying to get undercuts here, as it is a no refueling race. An undercut works pretty well. Phil Macy comes out 16th, and looks like there's just like pretty big, decent gaps between them. I think Luke's gonna stay out of this, not not try to get up to Phil. Let Chris Stanley do the work for him and he tries to keep Stanley in the train. And as that is what he does, Jeremy Lastare was passed by Joe Smith that lap. Joe had to use a little bit of boost to do so. As we will see, Joe Smith head into the pits. We do see France going even longer. Jeremy Lastare, Pierre Linette, and Oasis Bat can stay out. Cameron Pullock now the leader of the soft compounded tire runners. He's pressuring Oasis Bat as we do see Joe Smith coming out on the medium compounded tires in 17th place, ahead of Luke Christophers, behind Chris Stanley. We also see Cameron Pullock pass Oasis Bot. Big move for the UK there. As we also see him pass Jeremy with the DRS there. Cameron now up into P2. Will France decide to stay out another lap though, or will they head into the pits 2 laps later than the UK? And here comes the pit stops right now. Pierre Linette leads them off onto a set of softs. Will they be connected with the UK? Looks like they will not. They're gonna have to boost. First, we'll keep an eye on what Marcelo Prado is doing. As he tries to get up into Cameron Pullock's DRS. It looks like he'll leave it alone. He'll just let the natural flow of DRS work in his favor. As we look at what Pierre Linette, Jeremy Lastare, Oasis Bot, they're trying to get up to where the UK is, and all three of them make it. They all had to use a decent amount of boost to do so, though. Now the UK now has a net top four with Phil Macy leading off the guys who have already stopped. Now on the soft compound side of it, it's going pretty well. Cameron Pollock leads it off, and Mahir Shibani has the most boost of the soft runners. So I'd say it is going to plan for the soft runners on the UK team as well. We will see what happens this lap. What Carlos is gonna. Carlos decides to stay calm, not go for any DRSs. Do see Mahir Shibani move up in the P2. Might try a drop here. But do see the flow of DRS working well for the UK runners who have already pit. Might slow him down that Joe Smith decided to use mediums, though. Now we are watching Mahir Shibani try to keep up with Cameron Pollock. So Prado is now over a second. Now at a second behind Mahir Shibani. Mahir tried to drop him. That's another interesting thing. Here he goes. He's going with a boost. He goes with the boost. Marcelo sticks on, as does Carlos. Marcelo almost passes Cameron there. I think Mahir was trying to drop him, but Marcelo was able to hold on well. Means Mahir takes the lead as the. Here we go. The UK runners go into the pits. We see some softs. Head on another set of softs for both Mahir Shibani and Cameron Pollock. Something else that I did not show is that Pierre Linette passed Luke Christophers. Another interesting thing is that Mahir and Cameron are 2.9 seconds, almost 3 seconds away from the guys who have started on the super sauce, and they did not really have a great pit stop either. I'm saying, what was I talking about? Oh, they were top two. That's what I was meaning. We do go see. We see the Portuguese head in the pits. Carlos Oliveira leads them off, and they're even away from the UK runners. Looks like guys starting on mediums plus Jewel might be trying a two-stop strategy in today's race. Zappas looks like he was going for a drop there, was unable to do it. Gap is now 2.54 between Phil Macy and Luis Federico Lopez. Seems like the UK is having good enough pace to be a threat to Portugal and France. Here, those who have not stopped yet. Now we see the last soft runner head into the pit, Jewel Bucks. Heads onto a set of medium compounded tires. Yeah, he's probably two stopping. You see Portugal with a lack of boost, trying to keep up with the UK soft runners here, Mahir Shibani and Cameron Pollock. Do you see Chris Stanley? The flow of things is continuing to work well for Team UK. Gap is now 1.98 between Stanley and Luis Federico Lopez. Do you see Sauce trying to catch mediums? Is Chris Stanley going to catch Mr. Luis Federico Lopez? It's now a .94 gap. Is there and that's a huge DRS for Chris Stanley to get. They're now the three stoppers are now in the two stoppers territory already. That is bad news for Zappas, Julian, Jerome, Sergio, and Luis. And good news for everyone who started on the supers, as we do see Zappas heading the pits for the first time. They might have been thinking about a two stop, but now they might be switching strategies up. Now what's the plan here? As we do see a connection problem. Do see Sauce go on for all three of them. Means maybe it's going to be a three stop here today for Zappas, Sergio, and Luis. And the only two stoppers might be Jewel and Jerome and Julian. New Jewel box. He's going to have no DRS for a lot of this race if he continues on what looks like his plan's going to be. He's currently in 15th place, a decent amount of boost. Now we will see. Cameron's pressuring Julian Otto here. I mean, no, Chris is pressuring Julian, not Cameron. Cameron's in P10. Chris does get an overtake there. Might have to boost. Gonna see him try to catch Jerome without boosting. He does. It's a .82 gap. Chris is gonna take the lead this lap. Here we go. Chris Stanley, Philip Macy overtook Jerome, and we do see the UK back into the top two. Big moves from Chris Stanley and Philip Macy, as we do see Pierre Lynette making moves himself up into P4, now up into P3. Pierre is trying his hardest to keep this race going well for the French, as we do see Jerome and Julian head into the pits. Jerome on mediums, Julian also on mediums. They try to. I think they're gonna try to catch the Sergio Zappas and Luis group. Looks like the top seven are content staying where they are. Cameron and Mahir are content trading DRS in 8th and 9th. I think if points stay as they are right now, UK wins the World Cup. I'm not sure though. You could. That'll be up to the Frenchman to calculate the points. Viewers watching the stream right now. 24 people watching the race, 12 people watching the stream. Ignore my incoherent math. Pierre has moved up in the P2 as I was talking about other stuff. And he moves up in the lead right here. Pierre Lynette is trying to pressure Team UK right now. And he's doing a good job of it from what I can see. We do see another Frenchman make a move, Jeremy Lasteret passing Joe Smith. Joe being the only UK runner who decided to use mediums this stunt. See Mahir Subani and Cameron Pullock. They're gonna try. They might try to. Their gap is now 2 seconds to Awore. They might try to boost up to Awore pretty soon. We want to get these Portuguese nuisances out of here. Looks like yes, that's what they're doing. I know Mahir too well. And that means we now have 9 players in the front train instead of All six of the UK runners and three of the Frenchmen, and we will see a few of the Portuguese. Now we see a train of three Portuguese and one Frenchman, and then another train of three Portuguese, and then a final train. Oh, so we do see some pitting. I was talking about other stuff, and then Phil, Chris, and Luke all decide to pit. Phil onto a set of mediums, Chris also onto a set of mediums, and Luke onto a set of mediums. They are in a train. They found a train. They found Julian Azzo and Jerome, which is good news. They'll be getting DRS for for the first lap. All three of them will be. Luke can hold on. That is as he does. As once again we do see Joe Smith surrounded by Frenchmen. Jeremy and Pierre now is the top two. Joe's gonna stay out for a little bit longer. It's like that train is now moved up more. So we do see some Portuguese runners now with the UK and the Portuguese who have already stopped once with each other. As we also see Joe Smith move up into P2. Pass, the double overtake there, Pierre and Joe both passing Jeremy. No pit stops here on lap 25. As we head into lap 26, the net leader is currently Philip Macy, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm right. It's currently in P15 overall, though. Do you see Julian Alonso make a move here on Luis Federico Lopez? He goes up into P13. Luis moves down into P14. Before we head halfway into, oh, we do see him out here trying to make a move, unable to do so. Pierre stops him. Tight racing between France and the UK right now. You'll see Joe pit soon. Jeremy and Pierre stay out. See Joe, Joe Smith pitting. Joe now in P18. He's really trying to get up to this train, using a lot of his boost to do so. And he makes a big move there from Joe. Now here in Cameron has now moved into the overall top two ahead of Pierre and Jeremy, as I was talking about talking about stuff that was happening towards the back of the field, featuring those who have already pit for a second time. Now we do see pull up. Cameron might try to drop here. Something to think about. Doesn't try to drop. Could have got Pierre there, but understand why he didn't do it. I think we're going to see a Pierre Lynette pit stop soon. Pierre's going along in these softs. There is Pierre, Jeremy, Aure heading into the pits. We did see the Portuguese catch up to them. Marcelo, Jules, Carlos, and other Marcelo Prado. As you see Pierre Lynette onto a set of the medium tires. They are far away, 5 seconds back from Joe Smith. It's like looks like it's pretty safe from for the UK that they're going to beat those three, the top at least the top four of the UK. As we do see Phil and Chris, they're moving ahead of some people who have already only stopped once. They're now up in the 7 and 8. We do see two UK runners, Mahir and Cameron, head into the pits as we are now halfway through this race. Two medium sets go on, and Mahir in 14th, Cameron in 16th. They're going to be staying with Jeremy and Pierre and Aurore throughout the race. Now see what is Phil. How is Phil going to play this? Phil now making some moves. Phil up into P4. I think he's trying to take this. He's trying to get up into the lead. Here he goes. He does get caught out by some Portuguese pits. Might try and make a move on Jewel early or just pause to wait to take a move on Jewel. No. See Chris Stanley. We're going to go on board with him for this lap. On board with Stanley. He is now 1.44 behind Phil Macy, who's currently P2. He was using some boost. He does get the DRS as we head back into TV view. Someone who did not get the DRS was Luke Christophers, another UK runner. You see Joe Smith now making some moves. He moves up into P7 there, passing Sergio Mareos. And you see Julian Ozzo now leading that pack. The pack of him, Chris, and Phil. And Luke whenever he catches up, most likely. Let's see what Luke does here. He's now 0.93 behind. Nice if he could get the DRS without Zappa's falling, and he does. Big move there for Luke Christopher, as we do see Joe Smith now head and move up into P6. It's looking like bad news for the Portuguese team, who are now 7, 8, and 9. Almost getting passed by Jerome there. As we do see Jewel Box head into the pits for a second time. He's going on 3 stop. It's looking like maybe all the Frenchmen are trying to three here. Unless he's going on hards. Nope, he's going on another set of mediums. So that means 3. Yeah, he wasn't going to 2 stop anyways. I don't know why I was mentioning that. Philip Macy now moves up into P2. There. After a little bit. After Chris gets overtaken by both Phil and Julian Ozzel. There. Gee, Jewel with an early pit for an earlier pit than I thought. There he's now in P15. He's hanging on to Aurore Pierre and to the Aurore Pierre, Mahir, Jeremy, and Cameron train. We also see the Portuguese head in the pits. Sergio Zappas and Luis Federico Lopez. They're in trains of their own, pretty far away, as the other Portuguese are now also in trains of their own. Marcelo Diarduni, Carlos, and Marcelo Prado. Looking very well for the UK and France. UK is in a pretty good position. They might to win this thing with how bad Portugal is doing this race. They probably wish that these Frenchmen were not here, but These Frenchmen might be two stopping. I think now that the tires are finally starting to fall off Julian also. He's now really struggling to keep up with Phil. Gap is at 1.15 and it's only going to get up. It's now 1.57. He's going to get at least double overtaken here by Chris and Luke and might get triple overtaken with Joe. He only gets double overtaken, almost triple overtaken. As we do see Jerome get dropped. It's one Frenchman down, and now is one to go to get dropped. For the UK to try to secure a top four. Jerome is now back into the train. I do see Julian now struggling again. Luke goes for a drop. Luke fails to drop Julian also there. See, we are going to go on board of Julian also for this lap 37 of the race, at least until DRS zone comes up. He's 0.74 there, having a good final sector. Right now he's trying to keep up with Luke Christophers. Stay in this train. He's only stopped once compared to the top three who have stopped twice. Kept up very well that lap. Sticking with the DRS easily. I think the UK runners might have starting to have a little bit of tire issues as we do see Jeremy Lasteray pass on here Shibani mess up the flow of the UK train of the UK soft group. And now the train to focus on is the top six train. Four Brits, two Frenchmen, who are two stopping. As we do see a critical overtake there, Joe Smith gets by Julian Alonso naturally. It's like Boost is also on the UK side, except Joe has a little bit less than Julian. Do you see that this UK group, the UK soft starters, they're starting to close a little bit to the top six. Still, gap is still 6.6. You can see some drops right now. Joe Smith, is he going to try anything? Doesn't try anything. But he doesn't need to, as Julian, trying to stay in the DRS, dropped his teammate Jerome. Jerome just will not have much boost. I don't think he'll have the boost to survive another drop. He might not even try to get DRS here. Going to keep an eye on what Jerome does for this lap. Also, keep an eye on what Julian's continuing to do. Things continue to. As things are not looking that great for Team France, but they're looking worse for Portugal, who now has the bottom six currently. Do you see Jerome? He's now playing he's now sacrificing, or is he leaving? He should have boosted that much. He shouldn't have used it at all. Is he leaving? Might be. He's going to be out of boost as now he's overtaken by Joe Smith. Joe now moves up into P4. It was an easy overtake there. We do see Jerome and Julian head into the pits. Going to come out with the Portuguese, which is probably what they want. We do see Softs head on. Are they going to be able to go Softs for 20 laps? Is that what they're going to try, or are they going to have to pit again for a set as the Super Softs? That's a question that will need to be answered as we go through this race. We do see Jerome and Julian are now 14 and 15. UK now has the UK now has the top 6 of this race. It's going to be, I think it's going to be up to Mahir and Cameron on whether they can maintain that in their battle with Pierre and Jeremy. So I don't think Awore and Jewel really have the boost to compete. Especially with not having track position. You're seeing what Julian Oslo can do. He's gonna try to keep up here with, gonna try to catch up to Marcelo Prado this lap. Right now he's working to get as much time as possible here before the UK runners pit. A missed DRS does not help there. Should have tried to maybe use like a couple percent, enough to get the DRS, but not enough to drop his teammate Jerome. Anyways, we do see Alvarez's bot head into the pits this lap. We also see top 3 head into the 3 of the top 4 head into the pits. Chris, Phil, and Luke all head on to another set of mediums. They are all with the Team Portugal. They are in the same train as the 2 Frenchmen who have went onto the sauce. They might be 2 stopping, might be 3 stopping. I don't know. We do see what Chris Stanley. Jerome makes does critical DRS make there for Jerome, as we do see Chris behind. Chris for the UK on the medium tires. I think we do see Luke making a good overtake there on Sergio Moraes, as now we do see Pierre Lynette and Jeremy Lastare head into the pits. They're onto another set of the medium tires. They are looking to end their race strong. Now, dropping Jewel Box could be a goal here for the UK. Chris now moves ahead of Jerome. Jewel does hang on to the DRS there. Does not get dropped there by Cameron. Do you see Chris Stanley looking for an overtake? Gets it on Marcelo Prado. He is making a monster. He's making a big move up the field, up into P7 currently. Now it's up to the rest. These other UK runners, Phil and Luke, get DRS. I think Joe's gonna head on to a set of softs next stint. You see Cameron and Mahir are catching up to him, as is Jewel. Jewel now breezes past Cameron. Something interesting to look out for. Now see Joe Smith head into the pits. Mahir does not follow. Neither does Cameron. Joe, gonna watch out for his pit stop. He heads onto a set of his final pit stop of the race. He's gonna have to boost a little bit for some DRS. Hanging on to the back of Luis Federico Lopez. Luke passes Marcelo Prado there. You see Julian Ozzo is trying to shake up stuff by passing Phil Macy, unable to do so. Cameron and Mahir now head into the pits. Jewel now in the lead, not really doing much. Cameron and is onto a set of softs. Mahir is onto a set of softs. They are now hanging on to the back of the French train. Now Jeremy Laster and Pierre now have a good chance of beating him, but I don't think it's going to matter. I really don't. Stanley now way ahead. Phil Macy now making another move up into P4, now moves up into P3. He's going to be chasing after his teammate Chris Stanley. Julian Ozzo, huge move to P4. Big overtake. We do see Luke's going to try to hang on. Here we go, passes Carlos. Now a top, now 2 through 5 are players who are on their final pit stop. I don't know, but I'm assuming they are. I don't know if especially looking at Julian in particular, he went 20-20 on the mediums, and now he might be trying to go 20 on the soft. I'm not sure. It would be the smart thing to do, maybe. I think the smart thing to do would have been to start on softs and then go like 17 and then go like 16 or 7 or 18 laps and then do medium stunts. As we do see Jewel Box heading into the pits, as I was ranting about something else. Jewel onto a set of softs. He's going to be able to hang on to the back. Oh, he does get a pit glitch there that moves him up into P11. There's a lot to look out for in this race. Still, it's looking really good for Team UK as at this moment to win the World Cup. Now they still have some maintenance work to do. Try to wrap it up. Do you think Zappas and these Zappas, Sergio, and Luis still have to pit? We did miss that Marcelo, Carlos, and Marcelo Prado all had to pit, all headed into the pits earlier. They headed into the pits on lap 48, I'm assuming. Phil passes Chris there. Now some moves on Jewel, Cameron, and Mahir. Now top two of that of that train of a combined train of UK three stoppers and French. Oh, as we do see some pit stops, Julian Ozzo and Jerome. That's gonna bite him in the butt, I think. It's gonna be UK top four, maybe UK top six, for sure now. Thought they might have been trying to go 20 laps on those softs. Now, do you see Cameron and Mahir? They're trying to do the maintenance work to the best of their ability. This moment, goal is to beat guys like Jeremy Laster and Pierre Lynette. They do have Oris bot already beat. Jules a little bit of a threat, but I think they have him beat. Their biggest star right now is Jeremy. I don't think they might have to break to try to beat him. Or Zappa's. Are they going to try to go 58 laps, maybe? Zappa's, Sergio, and Luis. So that might be interesting. No, not 58, 28 laps. Let's see if that how that works for Team Portugal in their last effort to try to win this thing. They're currently 5, 6, and 7. Zappos, Sergio, and Luis have chance. Zappos and Sergio have a chance of beating guys like Joe and Luke. They cannot keep up. They decide not to chase the train. That I think that was the wrong decision, trying to keep Luis on board. But I think they should have abandoned Luis, to be honest. Now they're just going to get hunted down by Cameron and Mahir. Now I don't know who wins the World Cup. Might come down to fastest lap. Might come down to what Mahir, Sabani, and Cameron Pullip can do as well. How they do compared to the French and compared to the Portuguese. Now the UK is still the favorites. UK is right now the favorites to win it. The Portuguese two-stop has added a wrench to their plan. You now see also another wrench to their plan is that Mahir got double overtaken this time by Jewel Box and by Cameron. And looks for overtaking opportunities. It's 1.00 between him and Luis. You gonna get Luis here? He does. Big DRS there. Really good news for Team UK. Cameron makes a critical overtake there. I think top four. And if it's France that beats them, that's fine. I'm not sure if it's top four and then it's Portugal that beats them. Now I think Portugal's kind of fucked. And it's going to be the UK winning the World Cup. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, well, looking at the standings, it looks like UK is pretty much safe winning. UK is pretty safe winning it. So, like, as we look at Cameron Pollock trying to break away from Luis Federico Lopez, while here passes there's Marcelo Zappas. Looking really bad there for team team Portugal and Team France. It's looking really good for the United Kingdom. We do see Mahir pressuring Luis. That's what we're looking at right now. Jeremy still used barely any boost as we head into lap 58. Now UK is looking at the top six. Mahir Now moving up in the P7. Big move there. So we do see Cameron overtaking Jewel. Now the stakes are. No, the UK just needs to stay calm. Save fuel if they need to. I don't know if they have to save fuel. And then just attempt to win this. Then just attempt to have a good race. Cameron and Jewel. Now this is like the most interesting battle. Fortnite may not be completely safe, but I don't think it matters. It doesn't. You see Jewel with an overtake there. Heading to lap 60. You're going to see Chris Stanley is leading him off. Phil Macy behind. I think right now they should just maybe see some boosting already from Jewel Box. Cameron and Mahir following, as is Pierre and Jeremy. A lot of stuff happening. Jewel will miss the DRS. Oh no, he will not. Mahir will. Looks like it is going to be a UK 5, which means that the rest of this does not matter. As we do see a connection problem, which kind of ruins it. As we see, the United Phil Macy will win the race, and the United Kingdom will win the IGP World Cup. I'm just gonna say, God save the fuck for the UK runners. God save the fucking Queen. Right now, we do see. Gonna go through the results, the point scores. Phil P1 for UK, Chris P2 for the UK, Luke P3 for the UK, Cameron P4 for the UK, Joe P5 for the UK, Joel P6 for France, Jeremy P7 for France, Pierre P8 for France, Mahir P9 for the UK, Alroyce's Bot P10 for France, Zappas P11 for Portugal. Portugal ends up in the points as Luis also in the points for Portugal. Now we will look at the results one last time. Cup. I think it's in. I think it's in. I think it's in. Please be right. Yeah. Yes, it is. I am right. Okay. Phil Macy is P1 and the fastest lap. Chris Stanley, P2. Luke Christophers, P3. Cameron Fullock, P4 for the UK. Joe Smith, P5 for the UK. That is a top 5 for the UK to win the World Cup there. And Joe Box, P6 for France. Jeremy Laster, P7 for France. Pierre Lanette, P8 for France. Mahir Shabani, P9 for the UK. Alrace's Bot, P10 for France. Marcelo Zappas, P11 for Portugal. Luis Frederico Lopez, P12 for the Portuguese. I think that is going to do it for today's race. Thank you guys for watching all the World Cup streams. We'll return next year, 2023, for the 2023 IGP World Cup, which will happen in the summer of 2023. I do not know the exact date yet.